what's your name?
Louis Elias.
Louis Elias. Where are you from, Louis?
Medina. Been out here for 44 years.
Okay, let's hone in on your Mustang here. What year is that?
This is a 1970 Grande, Mustang Grande. They only made 14,000 of them that year. It either came with a 302 or a 351 Windsor. And I got a Windsor in this one here.
It's a Windsor in that one.
Yeah.
All right.
And it has like I have a Mallory ignition system and a mild cam. I'm running, it's really pretty much street legal. I'm running maybe 300 horse in it.
And you put the Mallory stuff on?
Mallory stuff, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't do the cam or nothing, but the Mallory stuff.
Yeah. You bought this new?
No, it was trashed.
Really?
It was trashed. They had a vinyl top on it. You know what they look like when they're ripped off?
Yes.
And it was all cracked. It had the old Mustang red, and it was all cracked, like spider web.
Uh-huh.
And what I did everything 1 year at a time. I 1 year I had it painted. The next year, Don Notek, when he was living, he did my interior.
Medina.
Vinyl.
Yes, over here on Smith Road.
Yeah, when he was living, he did my interior. And then I got the tires and all that. I did everything. I didn't do it all at once. And so anyway.
What kind of transmission you have?
C4.
C4 automatic?
Yeah. And a 9-inch rear end.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't race it. It's mostly street legal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. What's the furthest you ever driven that?
Detroit. Went to Woodward Dream Cruise three times.
I'm going up there this year.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Yes.
You're gonna love it. I love going up there.
Right. I missed it last year because
we stayed at the Hampton Inn on 11 Mile.
Okay.
And we stayed there from Wednesday all the way till it ended Saturday night.
Uh-huh. Now, do you trailered or drove it?
No, I drove it up there. I don't have a trailer.
Yeah.
I drove it up there. And
right. Boy,
if I go to speed limit, I could get almost 22. I got no pollution stuff on it.
Uh-huh.
But if I hit on it, it'll suck the gas. But if I stay, I could get 22 miles a gallon on this thing. Yeah. They gave me a 22-gallon tank in this thing, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had that big.
Now, how long you had this?
2003.
3? Okay, you've had a little while.
Yeah, I did.
And the old Kragers.
Yeah. Got them.
Wheels.
Got them from Summit.
Yeah.
I had Firestone Indy 500s on it for a long time, and they finally went, and I got them from Summit too. But they don't make them anymore. And so I bought these Cooper Cobras off of Grizzly, and they mounted them. They did a good job for me.
Now I'm standing here, and I can see my reflections like a mirror.
Yeah.
What type of wax do you put on that?
I use McGuire's White 24. It's a liquid wax, all polymer, no cleaner. I get it at the old Medina Auto Parts. I think I don't know if it's Snap or not.
CarQuest now.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I get it there. And it comes in a bottle this big, and it's all polymer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you another question. I was told that you should never put water on to wash them, you just wipe them down. Do you follow that rule?
I'll tell you, when this car gets water on it, we get caught in the rain.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Actually, when it's raining, this car I got hail on this car 1 year. It was at Laurel, but it was chips.
Yeah.
And I was driving home from Laurel. Big thunderstorm came, and here comes the doggone hail. So I pulled into Val's Party Center, and they had a wedding going, and I had to get underneath that
the awning
canopy, and I stayed there till it quit. Yeah. Then I had to go home and check the whole damn car over.
No damage.
Thank God. Yeah.
Right. They looked at you kind of strange at Val's, though.
Oh, they looked at me like, who the hell is this guy? Oh, I got scared. But someday, anyway.
Okay, Louis.
Thank you.
Good talking to you.
Thank you. God bless you, Curtis.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right. Okay, now what is your name?
Bob Thomas.
Bob Thomas. You from Medina here, Bob?
Yes, all my life. I've lived here in Medina all my life.
Good. Tell us what you have there, Bob.
Well, what I got here, it's a garage-built hot rod. It's a 50s hot rod, and I did everything on this car except cover I have a top for it. I had a lady cover the top and then the seat, and then I had it wired. But
Hey, Bob, don't leave yet.
yeah. So everything on here, when I bought this kit, it was just a shell. I had to put the floor, doors, trunk lid, and dashboard, firewall. I had to put all this in, and so it was built from scratch. And it's got a part of every car which you can't see, and like the rear view mirrors, they're Harley Davidson, and my front turn signal are Harley Davidson, and the radiators is a Mustang radiator, and my shroud here is from a sump pump barrel.
Really?
Yeah, I cut it out, and then I cut the thing and it make a little artistic, and that's out of a sump pump barrel, and but
Wow,
and then the front bar, like you asked before, a friend of mine's a plumber. This came out of a bar in a shower.
Shower.
Yeah, my front bar that was off of a shower handrail, and I've upgraded it with rack and pinion steering.
Now, what kind of motor is that?
It's a 283 bored 30,000 over with a thumper cam, and then I have the tri-power on it. It's got electronic ignition, and it's just a fun to drive.
Did you build that motor yourself?
No, I had the motor I had built.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had him build the motor.
Now, is that 4-speed stick or?
No, it's a 2-speed power glide.
Okay.
Enough to get me around.
What's the fastest it will go?
At my age, speed limit.
Come on now, there's got to be one time.
No,
you took
I've had it up to about 80.
Okay.
Okay, but
With no top on it?
Yeah, with no top.
Yeah.
And if I was in my 20s, it would probably go faster than that.
Oh. Now, Bob, I see your hat up there. I'm going to ask you to try that on. I want to see what you look like.
You want to see my hat?
Yeah, so let's see what you look
Okay,
like.
here.
Oh, Mr. Battery. That's all right. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Big Daddy Roth, rat fink. You ever heard of rat fink? That was a big thing with hot rods in the 50s. It was rat fink. And they used to come out with the big gory looking monsters like, and it was rat fink. Yeah, so my son he found that in South Carolina and sent that up to me.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty neat.
Now, whose rear end is that?
The rear end is a 68 Buick. And the transmission is a 68 Power Glide, and the engine is a 69 283.
A Buick?
No, it's Chevy, and then that's a Buick Red.
Okay.
It's got a Buick Red in it.
Yeah.
So it's got pretty much of everything, and I got a Pontiac horn. Yeah, underneath the horn is a Pontiac.
And you purposely built this with all the parts on. That's
Exactly.
what you wanted to do.
Yeah, that's exactly I did it, but you can't see it.
Yeah.
You know, they're there, but you can't see them.
Right.
But
I've never seen this car with the top on it. Or maybe I didn't. I don't know it. But
yeah, one of these nights I'll put the top on and bring it down.
yeah.
I'll put the top on and bring it down.
What's the furthest you've driven this?
The farthest I've driven it really is like Brunswick, and I've gone to Westfield. I pretty well stay around Medina with it because it's something like this. If you're on the road, it's like a little better than a motorcycle, except you got your hands inside. You know, you got your arm. You know, but I'm contented to just hit the car shows around here. I'm fully contented with that because I know everybody here.
Right.
But I've dreamed of this car ever since I was 14. In Sunny Hall, I used to draw this car all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, how long have you had it?
I've had it, I finished it in '03. I had the body since the 90s, and I finished it in '03, and I've been driving it ever since. So it's been on the road quite a while.
Yeah. Now, fuel pump, I see the cutout there for a...
Yeah, I got electric fuel pump.
Okay, that's what
It has electric,
Right.
and which is more efficient, and you can regulate it more. It's a 4-pound, and actually the carburetors, I don't run the 2-end carburetors. You know, they're just, I have them on there. I got them the linkage set off. It's just to be a little bit too fast.
Yes.
And the 2-barrel gets it around. I put bigger jets in the center carb, and I get around real fine with the 2-barrel. Yeah, but
Okay.
But it's a 50s hot rod.
Yeah.
And it is.
Looks good.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Bob. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, sure.
Precious glow of the morning, soft wind blows, smiles adorn it.
Okay, now what is your name?
My name's Don Williams,
Where are you from, Don?
right here in Medina.
All right. Not yet, anyway, huh? Don, I've been kind of eyeballing this car here. What is that?
That's a 1956 Chevrolet four-door station wagon. The model is 210, also known as a Townsman.
It's not like the Nomad.
Correct.
You
It's-
wouldn't call it the Nomad.
the Nomad is only a two-door, and it's a hardtop. It's a sports model wagon, and this is a workaday, more of a utility wagon a family might buy. Yeah. Yep.
And the color, was that the stock color on that?
Oh, absolutely. It's the original paint on about half of the car.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
Well, you know, looking at you, Don, I'm going to rag on you, but did you buy this car new?
I did.
Did you really?
3 years before I was born. Yeah.
Okay. But how long have you had it?
I've had this thing, 2013, 2014 along in there. Yeah.
Have you done anything to it?
I've done a ton of work mechanically on it. It was a survivor in appearance. The interior is all original. One of the big things that turned me on to the car was it had factory air conditioning. And I had to go through, rebuild the engine, rebuild the transmission. It sat for 38 years. It was a one-family car before I got it.
Uh-huh.
And then since that time, we've driven it thousands of miles. We've had it way up in eastern Canada. We've had it to Georgia, had it out to Illinois. So it's been over the road, yeah.
Good. What type of engine?
It's the second year of Chevrolet's small block Chevy. So it's a 265, the first generation of the Chevy small block.
Uh-huh. Is that 4-barrel carburetor?
It's a 4-barrel, which was optional. It was called the Power Pack, which got you the 4-barrel and dual exhaust, a little bit higher compression. Makes 205 horsepower.
And I see that the old generator's still on.
Oh, it's 100% stock. It is exactly as it was built. And there's that wonderful air conditioner
Yes,
and all
boy,
the
man.
mess and
I
stuff
tell you
it takes,
what.
and it works.
That air conditioner probably weighs as much as a new car today.
Oh, it's ridiculous. When I went to install that, after I built the engine, I actually had to get my engine hoist and make a saddle to hold this thing up. I couldn't hold it up and get the bolt started. It's too heavy.
Yeah.
You know?
I can believe that.
Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears in making that thing make cold air. It makes 1956 cold air.
Huh. Okay. Now, what type of transmission?
Power glide, the old cast iron power glide, 2-speed automatic.
Automatic?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
And actually, I got to tell you the truth. I'm 3 years older than the car. It's not 3 years older.
Well, I'm glad you're honest.
Yeah.
So
I'm a
you-
Chevy guy, not a Ford guy, so I got to tell it how it is. See?
I wasn't going to get into that, but
Right.
right.
But yeah, we've had a ton of fun with
Yeah.
this thing.
And you know, I got to explain to people why he says that. I'm a Ford guy, always have been, and we just kind of rag on each other every time we get together.
And we're old friends, so
Right.
we got to have a little fun, right?
And it was through Don that I joined the Vintage Chevrolet Club. Can you believe that? A Ford man and a Chevy club, and we were going to have a
National meet.
national meet over here in what was that?
Aurora
Over there. And I was going to bring my my Ford and put it right in the middle of those Chevys, and he didn't like that too well.
We prefer to think of it that he may be achieving enlightenment.
Yeah.
There might be
okay.
hope for Curtis yet. Yep.
I do own one Chevy though, so I have to.
And actually, I love Fords. My first old car was a Model A Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah. All American.
But then you fell and hit your head and woke up with a Chevy.
I'm not sure how that happened. So now I restore Jeeps.
Well, I tell you, it's a nice looking car.
Thanks.
And that's from the heart. That's a good looking car.
Right.
All right, Don. Appreciate
seeing you.
talking to you.
All right.
All right. You take care.
A perfect day. Oh, baby. Heavenly on the way. Oh, perfect day.
Okay. What is your name?
Chris Curtis,
Chris Curtis. And Chris, where are you from?
Smithville, Ohio.
Oh, you come a little distance up here.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Chris, what are we looking at here?
This is a 1942 Series 63 Cadillac.
All right. Series 60,
Series 63.
63.
The 63, this body style was a one-year only body style in 42, and they only made 1,750 of them before production had to end for World War II.
Any idea how many are left today?
I don't. I've done some research through several clubs, Cadillac clubs, and also internet research and stuff, and I found 7, including mine. Mine is the only one that is still all original. The other ones are either basket cases or restored or hot rodded.
Where'd you buy this?
I found this in Litchfield, right up the road.
Yeah.
And I wasn't looking for it. I just kind of stumbled on it. I was looking for a project, and I found this. And as soon as I saw it, I realized it was in too good a shape to restore or anything. So it sat for quite a while, so it needed some polishing and sorting out. But it's all original.
All original paint and everything.
Original paint, original interior. I've never been in the engine. The only thing I've really changed on it is rubber parts, brake lines and stuff that I needed to change to make it safe to drive.
Well, speaking of engine, what do you have in there?
It's a 345 cubic inch flathead V8.
Flathead V8. Boy, the hood latch is in the hood ornament, huh?
You grab the hood ornament and lift her up.
All right. Now that's a flathead V8.
Yes.
All right.
2-barrel carburetor.
Now, did you have to do anything to the carburetor?
I did have to clean the carburetor and rebuild it. The fuel pump I did not rebuild. That's still original and it does work. All I changed was the rubber line that goes from the steel line coming from the tank to the fuel pump because it was dry rotted. And then new ignition wires, which are custom made. They're cloth wire, lacquer covered, custom made to match the originals. There's 8 wires on there, and all 8 of them are different length.
Right. That's got points, the old points on it.
Points and condenser, yeah.
All right. Now, I'm going to ask the cameraman to come over here and kind of shoot this on your fuel pump. I see in the glass bowl there, it's bubbling.
Yes.
Why is that?
Modern fuel has ethanol in it. When this car was built, gasoline was probably right around 50 octane, and it was pure gasoline. Today's fuel is ethanol and methanol and benzenes and all kinds of chemicals that they sell to us and call it gas. And the boiling point of it is so much lower than what real gasoline is. So with the fuel pump being there between the block and the radiator, it gets heat soaked, and when it's sitting here not running, there's no fuel going through there, so that what you see, those bubbles, that's actually the ethanol boiling off, which causes the car to vapor lock.
Now, there's an interesting question. Vapor lock. When that happens, they don't usually run.
No, when it vapor locks, you know it right away. You'll be driving along and it's just like you ran out of gas, and they'll stop and they won't start again until they cool off, or you clear the vapor lock some way.
That can be a real problem when you want to go 10 miles or 15 miles down the road. How do you get around that?
There's a couple ways. You can buy recreational fuel, which is 90 octane, but there's no ethanol in it or methanol in it. It's alcohol free. It still doesn't match the original gas, so it will vapor lock also, but it takes a lot longer. Most of the time, you're not going that far, and it's not a problem if you run that. I don't run that just because of availability. You can't find it everywhere, and it's expensive.
Yes, I heard one gentleman mention that it's up over $4 a gallon.
Yeah. Another method, which is real common on these old cars and is actually accepted if you have it points judged, is to add a small electric fuel pump back by the gas tank and hide a toggle switch where you can turn it on and off. And when the car starts to vapor lock, you flip that pump on, and they're only about 4 psi, so that doesn't ruin your float valve and your carburetor. But it's a flow-through pump, so when it's off, the gas can still flow through it. When it's on, it provides about 4 psi, which is just enough to push that vapor bubble through the line and get you going again. And that's accepted. Like I said, the clubs that do judging and stuff, they accept that as long as you didn't heavily modify the car, something on the car to do it. And the reason they accept that is because they understand that these old cars, if you're going to drive them, it's a necessity with modern fuel.
Yes. Now, one other question. When you turn that pump on, you just turn it on to get through the vapor lock? Do you leave it on? Or?
I've left it on by accident, and it doesn't affect anything. But typically, you would just turn it on to get through the vapor lock. If it's 90 degrees outside and sun's beating down and you're on asphalt, sometimes you have to leave it run a while to prevent it from vapor locking again. But yeah, I mean, the car will run without it just fine. So mostly it's just a safeguard for vapor locking.
I might have mentioned that before, but how long have you had this car?
I've had the car for a little over 2 years now.
And what's the furthest you've driven?
Macedonia.
Macedonia.
So
Ran over there good? No vapor lock?
ran good. Yep, about an hour drive each way,
Good.
and no problems at all.
Top speed?
I don't know. I've had it out on the highway and just wanted to see what it would do, and I had it up to 70, and it actually handled it quite well.
Really?
I wouldn't want to go faster than that or very far at that speed. It cruises along beautifully and comfortably about 50 miles an hour.
And being a big car like this and heavy, it gives you a smooth ride too.
Oh yeah, it hovers down the road. You see the bumps, but you don't feel them. This ride's nicer than my modern car. And typically when I go even to Macedonia, I'll use my GPS and I'll do the avoid highways route. Just because of what it is, I don't want to be out there on an interstate with people passing me 80 miles an hour.
Right.
It's safer to stay on the side roads.
Yes.